very early sort of origins of the Dravidian movement are actually in the early 20th century, but it became more of a mass movement in the 1920s with the creation or the establishment of the self-respect movement under Periyar E.V. Ramaswamy. And so the self-respect movement rejected existing forms of what they considered to be Brahminical marriage, right? So they got rid of, at the level of the wedding, they got rid of kind of all of the trappings of a Hindu upper caste, or a caste Hindu even, religious ceremony. So they didn't worry about an auspicious time, or they didn't worry about many of the other rituals, such as like having a tali or a Mangal Sutra as part of the marriage. They sort of got rid of a lot of that ritual stuff. But at the same time, they looked to marriage as a place to kind of rebuild the Tamil community or Tamil nation on a more grassroots, bottom-up level. So the idea here being that caste endogamy, right? The idea that you should marry within your own caste should be abolished, so that the members of the Tamil community or the Tamil nation are those who can intermarry. So, you know, people talk about nationalism as being about an imagined community, where you sort of see yourself in a kind of equal relationship with other members of the nation. Self-respect activists argued that if that were really true, that if the nation were truly a community, then it should be free to intermarry, that people should be free to marry across caste lines. They call this a kalapamanam, or a mixed marriage. So they were trying to sort of use marriage as a space from which to kind of rethink Tamil social relations very broadly, right? To get rid of caste, to get rid of the boundaries that separated one caste from another, whether it was around marriage or around sexuality, but also around socializing, around interdining, right, eating with each other, celebrating with each other, so that people within the Tamil community were truly kin, right? And they were hugely successful through the 1920s and 1930s and even beyond. But at the same time, I should add that some of these radical imaginings kind of abated or sort of died down a little bit over time as the self-respect movement itself became a little bit less socially radical, you know, certainly by the 1940s. So it was a radical vision that was carried out many times in practice, but not always.